the grind. Yeah, the bubble grind.
Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again. Happy Thursday. Happy game day. Oilers host the Jets. This is EST Afternoons from the William Huff Studios here, the west side of the city. It's a nice day out there. Joaquin, Gage, Zach Kubich, the producer, Hernan, Salas here with you right up until 3. Then Reed Wilkins and the triumphant return of Jay Milne will take you from 3 to 6. And then it's the GCL Diesel All-Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola. He'll get you set for Jets and Oilers, and we'll all be back for the post-game show with Cass, Tommy, and myself. Like always, hit us up on the Nasty Chat. 80 watching. What the hell's going on? Come on, guys. Positivity. Numbers just can't be high when things are going terrible for the Oilers. They should be even higher when the Oilers are rolling. That's what they're doing. Slam that thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so. If you're listening on iHeart, tune in. Radio apps or EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Just flip over, give a thumbs up, and go back to the audio stream. I know a lot of you are working, so that's why you do it that way. And, of course, text us, the River Korean Box, 780-218-9999. Joaquin, you're doing your bracket right now, which is kind of cheating. Well, we'll let it.
On the first, like, what? They're at the 16, so it's already filled in.
All right. Who's your, do you have a consensus number one that you're going to take? Mike, Gager.
Yeah. Yeah, I do, but I'm not telling you.
Why?
You cheat.
I think I picked Florida to win.
Did you?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know squat, but.
No. I don't know. I've always been a Tar Heels fan. But, like, not a fan, but you know
kind of
I mean.
like their colors.
Yeah,
and,
whatever. But there's always there's always a few upsets, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it's just, I mean, it's great, but I don't know. Duke, I guess. Oregon, I wouldn't mind. I don't know. Who knows?
There's a team in college ball, and I don't think they're in this tournament. They're called Valparaiso, and that's my parents' hometown in Chile.
Yeah.
But they're not in this tournament. I think they've been in a few times, but they're not very good. But they got some nice gear too, so I might just buy it and just say, hey, I got this from Chile. From Chile. Joaquin, how was two guys with the two mats?
How was it? It was good. It was good. It was very informative, actually.
Was it?
Yeah, we had some deep discussions
on
Leon Draisaitl. We went into that. We got into a little bit more of the playoff structure of, you know, the what if scenarios of what could happen. I mean, the possibilities of having all these Canadian teams in the postseason to start is great. Yeah. I love it when the more the merrier to me. Possibilities of a Maple Leafs Senators, that would be very interesting. Yeah, and it's kind of I don't know. Let us know. 780-218-9999. Does it matter where the Edmonton Oilers finish in the eyes of fans? Do they care?
I think they do. I think they want home ice. I think they want to avoid LA. To be honest, Gager.
But then they what? What's the alternative? They finish first and play Colorado?
Well, they won't play Colorado, but like Calgary or St. Louis or Vancouver or Minnesota.
But they could play Colorado.
Yeah, I think it matters for sure. I mean, you want first place. I mean, they haven't. Is it they haven't won the President's Trophy or they haven't finished first in the division in so many years?
Yeah, it's like, what was
crazy,
that?
Man.
84 or something?
Like
something
over
weird.
2 decades.
Yeah.
More, probably. Yeah, like it's unreal. Now, they had the decade of darkness plus some bad years mixed in there as well after the decade of darkness. It was really bad for a long time here in Edmonton, so let's not kid ourselves. It's great now, so it's good. But a lot of, like a big game on tap, Gager. Chile plays Paraguay in World Cup qualifying. Chile has to win to stay alive.
Mm-hmm.
Canada plays Mexico in Toronto, 8:30 on TSN. That should be a fun game. And then thirdly, the Oilers and Jets tonight. So Hernan's going to be busy watching a lot of different things. But I want to get, is there anyone excited for Canada-Mexico soccer? Like, truthfully, like I know the World Cup qualifying was exciting. The World Cup was exciting. The Copa America was exciting. But does anyone get up for this game? Is anyone going to have it on the side? Let me know on the River Korean box, 780-218-9999, and on the Nasty chat. But of course, the big game. And the big news is Leon Draisaitl doubtful, Joaquin. I kind of said it yesterday. Don't worry, they're all going to play. If he doesn't play tonight, why'd you play him 22 minutes on Tuesday night?
It was a good chance to get the.
No, I know,
get
but
the 50, right?
But
That's why.
But if he's hurt,
no, you get the 50. I think it's a high ankle sprain, and if he took off his boot, he never would have got it back on.
Oh, okay. But yeah, okay, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
If it was or not. I'm just
no, I know. But because it was almost like a stretch injury, right? So groin, hammy could be any of those ones, right? So they're gonna and right now the Oilers are going to the playoffs. So I don't see
it. And it probably like after the game is where the next day it tightened up, right? Then he was like, ooh.
Yeah. Probably yesterday was like, I'm feeling a little bit more. And I like what Knobloch said, though. He goes, hey, like, we have to be cautious. Playoffs are just around the corner. So that tells me he's not going to play tonight.
No.
So that means Derek Ryan draws in.
Sweet.
I mean, if you heard Derek Ryan's presser yesterday, he's very confident. I mean, Leon Draisaitl, Derek Ryan, same player, right? No, but he draws in he's a good vet. He can kill penalties. He knows what it takes. So sure, you're going to lose a lot though with Leon Draisaitl, Joaquin, and Nuich, who's been fantastic the last two games, has to step up here. He's been good. And
good.
I wonder what this does for the lines, right?
What we were talking about. Let me ask you now.
Sure.
Because at the beginning of the season, and this is what I said, the absence of Connor McDavid meant that Leon Draisaitl had to pick his game up, kind of carry the load for the team, and he did. And I think that set him on the path to be he has been the Oilers' best player this year, by far. You can't say he hasn't.
It's not even close.
Yeah. Is this the catalyst that gets Connor back to being the Connor McDavid that we've been accustomed to?
Is it time for Connor to take the team back? Because this is Leon's team right now.
Yeah, no.
It is.
I mean, Connor better watch it. He's in a contract year next year.
I might have to trade him. The Liquid Beaver says, boys, question for you. Do you think it's a bad look? They played Leon 22 minutes last game, trying to extend the point streak, knowing he tweaked something and now doubtful against the Jets. We kind of touched on it. He was probably feeling good. The adrenaline's going, right?
Yeah.
But once you get the gear off, take a nice shower, get home, lay down for a bit, then you're probably like, ooh.
Yeah. I think they put on those leg cooling, you see those things? They have them at Costco now. I was thinking of buying some.
Yeah,
of those.
They put them on like
those
pants.
There's those
you just lay down. Yeah,
those poofy pants, and then I don't know if they're compression or keep I think there's heat and cool and stuff.
Yeah. I saw that on I saw that a lot with the Elks.
Oh, did you?
Like a few guys like after practice would just lay on the floor with their feet up and then
put those things on.
Yeah.
You ever try them?
No. I wasn't going to be like, hey, do you mind if I...
are they theirs or is it the team's?
Well, the teams, but I was always dressed nice.
I would have thrown those things on.
I did see our Cairo one. Cheese got me in because my back was destroyed, and we do Cairo days with the Elks.
Yeah.
I keep saying we. I'm sorry. And he's like, come after, I'll get you in. And he
really?
He helped me.
Well, you were carrying the team for a while there.
I don't know about
I can see why your back went out.
Okay, so the Oilers are going for 4 straight wins. They got shellacked in the first meeting. It was the first game of the season. It was 6-0. So it was a long time ago. I don't even want to look into that game because it doesn't mean anything now. Of course, the Jets are coming off a pretty bad loss to the Canucks that no one saw coming. I didn't see a 6-2 win. I thought Vancouver could beat them, but I didn't think they would. They're 5-4-1 in their last 10. Edmonton's picking it up. We're going to see the Hart Trophy candidate in Connor Hellebuyck. It's too bad that Leon's doubtful. I'm kind of leaning he's not going to play. Another good sign, though, Evander Kane was out skating in the optional, and he looked pretty swift out there.
Yeah?
That's good. That's good news.
Oh, yeah. It's fine. Fine news. Yeah, you want him to start on the ice with other NHLers, getting as close to up to speed as possible, right? That's a good sign. I know. Just a quick side note to your F1 teams: don't pull a cube and use all your chips in the first couple races, and you don't have to have your teams done, I don't believe, until the actual sprint race.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have to have them done before the sprint qualifying.
Because it says 1 day and 8 hours.
Yeah, so that's 9 o'clock, and then tomorrow the race starts, or the sprint race is at. Sorry, I had it right here. Sprint race starts at 9 o'clock, March 21st. So
that's
come on.
All right. VR says, what happened? I passed out after you said DR10 is playing. Well, I think he's playing. I think he's the logical choice. It's not going to be Max Jones.
No?
No. I know. I think they're going to lean more towards DR10. John Carlos says, nah, Canada is already qualified about the soccer game. I thought maybe Dry pulled a muscle for Matt Hyman. Yeah, you Jets fans got lucky tonight, man, if he doesn't play. You're lucky.
Says Max, well, on Daily Faceoff, and these are projected lines, that fourth line looks like Jan-Mark Kapanen and MJ. Max Jones.
What is it again? Sorry?
Oh, it's 2 MJs. Both MJs and KK.
Oh boy, that's terrible. Rip City says VR, you've been out for 3 months. Oilers won the cup and Tommy got engaged.
Oh God, that's an alternate universe right
there. Big Uke says Tommy also works for WST now. Yeah, he's I guess he's on Huss's show. Traitor. Let's see. That was a fish pun from Matt Hyman. Yeah, I know Reed was talking about fishing. I know squat about fishing. Do you know anything about fishing?
I can't believe that when you were roaming through the jungles of Chile as a young child.
There's no jungles. You got to say Brazil if you're going to say a jungle.
I couldn't believe
there's no
that
jungles.
No,
you weren't spear fishing.
No, I wasn't. I hate water. I like fish. I don't like boats. Oh man. WTF VR says, yeah, Tommy's engaged. No, don't start that rumor. Don't start that rumor. All right, the Oilers, Jets tonight, 7 o'clock. The Jets are coming in nice and, nice and healthy. The Oilers might be without, we won't find out until about 6:30, guys, so make sure to tune into the pregame show as we get line combos from the rink. Reed will be down there, of course, and Maddie's probably going to be down there. I do want to look at Winnipeg's lineup. They did add some players at the deadline. Their first line looks like it will be Connor, Scheifele, Velarde. Very good. They've been together all year. Ellers with Nemesnikov and Perfetti. Third line, Adam Lowry, Nino Niederreiter, and Mason Appleton. Fourth line, Brandon Tanev, who they acquired, Morgan Barron, Alex Iafallo. Defensively, Josh Morrissey with DeMello. Hell of a pairing. They're gonna be all over McDavid. Dylan Samberg with Luke Shen, and then Hayden Fleury with Colin Miller. Connor Hellebuyck expected to get the start there. So it's a good test for the Oilers. And, my predictions have been pretty spot on. I think I'm 3 in a row. I've picked the Oilers to win all the last 3 games. I don't know where I'm going yet with this game because Draisaitl changes a lot, Joaquin. It changes immensely how I'm going to go with this.
Well, yeah, especially with the way he's played all season, right? He's been... on most nights, he's the straw that stirs the drink. His production offensively is what's been carrying the Oilers through a better portion of the regular season. I'm curious now, just from what I've seen over the last couple games, is the decisions for the Oilers to start. I think they say on the broadcast, like funneling pucks towards the net, right? So when they get into that kind of home base area, they're taking the safeties off and shooting the puck a lot more. Now, without Leon Draisaitl on the power play, where I loved what he was doing on the power play actually last game, where he wasn't just stationary.
There, yeah.
He was darting in and out. And what happened? They got him the puck so much more. That needs to remain consistent when eventually he gets back in the lineup, I think. But saying that, not having Leon over there, their default play that they constantly look for,
might help.
I think it might.
Yeah.
I think it might just a different look. I don't know who takes over that spot.
Ooh, good question. Arvidsson, I think.
Well, he's a righty though, right? So it doesn't make sense for him to be there. It would make more sense for Nuge to move over there, but then he's so good at that spot, right? So I think you want to look for, to me anyway, you want a left-hand shot for the one-timer in that case, or I don't know. I don't know how that.
Knowing
how that
Knoblauch,
looks.
it'll probably be Janmark. Can you imagine the uproar if Janmark's out there with the first unit power play?
And scraping the tops of Rogers Place waiting for that thing, right?
He's just waiting.
Give me the biscuit.
And imagine they keep going to him and he keeps missing.
Oh, that would be great.
Jeff Skinner's an option. Victor Arvidsson's an option because they can move guys around. But I think the top line's going to remain the same. McDavid with Hyman and Skinner. I think the third line, Nuge, Arvidsson, Podkolzin will remain, and then they'll shuffle the bottom six.
Okay.
I think that's what's going to happen if Leon Draisaitl is out. He is doubtful for tonight, just in case you miss that. But Matthias Janmark on PP1 would be an unbelievable story. That's not going to happen, but we can dream. Rip City Step says, no one else is one-timing pucks from the goal line. No, that's fair. That's fair. But it's going to make them adjust, and that might be a good thing for this team because Winnipeg's power play is unreal, Joaquin. They're better than the Oilers. They're at 30.7%.
Yeah. Well,
don't take penalties.
The Oilers are at 25. Okay. And both of their penalty kills are roughly around exactly the same. Okay. So this... I was going to wait to get to this, Hernan, but you jumped the gun. It's okay. I'm used to it.
Maybe we should talk before the show.
We hate each other. I was going to ask you. Well, now that we're there, nothing we can do about it now. Does this game come down to specialty teams?
I think so. Yeah. Because without it's tough for me to it's tough for any of us to analyze because we don't know Leon's status. It changes immensely if he's in, obviously. Okay, let's just say he's not in, Joaquin. I think it does because I think the Oilers' power play falls off a lot. I think they're going to be lost without him because that's their go-to guy, man.
And, well, I was thinking this, and because their penalty kill has been so good as of late. It's getting back to that playoff form PK, which they're going to need. And now you're going up against a team that's historically hasn't had a good power play. Like one of their main Achilles heels last year was the power play. And then you saw this year they made some changes, and that's one of their strengths, right? So, I think tonight is a specialty teams battle. Whoever wins the specialty teams battle tonight, I believe, is going to win this hockey game.
Watch both teams get one power play each, and it's just because that's the way it usually goes with these games. We'll see early on what they're calling, what they're not, but it's going to be...
Isn't it bad when you just have to say that?
I know.
What kind of reffing are we going to get tonight?
Penner's Pancakes, what if the PP simplifies, gets pucks on net, and gets greasy? Well, that's what we're hoping for. Because it could show them that it works too, right?
Yeah.
Not always McDavid just circling around until he can find Draisaitl wide open. So let's hope that's the case. Who would you slot in if Draisaitl can't play? Who would you slot in Draisaitl's spot on the power play? Let us know on the Nasty Chat. Who did you say you thought would be there?
What?
On the power play if Leon can't go?
Well, it'd probably be Skinner.
Okay, I'm going to say Arvidsson. So let us know.
But he's on the other side. What are you going to do? Put Nuge over there?
And
Arvidsson on the other side?
Sure.
What are you saying?
Well, you can mix it up.
Why would you put Arvidsson over on his?
I mean, I want to
side?
see Janmark there, but it's not going to happen. D-Rock says the Jets are fragile. Highly unlikely. That's a solid team over there, but I am going to give them a few chirps today because I got a few issues with them. All right, guys, coming. Oh, I haven't even teed up the show. More Oilers. The madness has begun, Joaquin. There's some international soccer going on as well as Canada takes on Mexico. 8:30 Mountain Time on TSN. 1:40 Red Light District. And at 2:20, we'll head to Winnipeg and talk to Drew Mindell from the Illegal Curve Hockey Show. The afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. More Oilers on the way. Here's Coop with your sports update.
Oilers star Leon Draisaitl is doubtful tonight against the Jets due to an undisclosed injury, and Evander Kane suited up for today's optional skate. Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas have the details as they go live for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 6, only on EST. 14 total games on tap, including Vegas hosting Boston, Vancouver on the road in St. Louis, and the Flames battling the Devils. Elsewhere, the Celtics have agreed to sell their team for over $6 billion to a group led by Bill Chisholm, setting the record for the highest price a North American sports team has been sold for. Around the league, there's 5 games. Raptors hit the court to challenge the Warriors, and the Bucks have a date with LeBron James and the Lakers. LA's Luka Doncic sitting out to manage a right ankle sprain. March Madness is in full swing. 3 games are live. Auburn leading 18-8 over Alabama State. 12 minutes left to play in the first half. Montana trails Wisconsin 75-62 with about 4 minutes left in action. In the NFL, former Cowboy Michael Gallup steps out of retirement to sign a 1-year deal with the Commanders. This sports update is brought to you by Gimme Virtual Golf. Step into a whole new golfing experience with 240 unique courses for you to play, featuring innovative technology that automatically tees the ball up for you, replicating real-life ball lies, shifting the ball in 24 different directions. Gimme Virtual Golf, where innovation meets the game. Visit their website at gimmevirtualgolf.ca. More with Hernan and Joaquin on the other side of the break as EST Afternoons rolls on. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
It's time for a wing throwdown at the Canadian Brewhouse. Fuego Verde versus Honey Blaze. Who's got the best flavor? Come taste the heat and get your wing fix anytime. Plus 69-cent wings all day Wednesdays. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
Take your career to the next level with Nate's Construction Leadership and Supervision Program, a perfect tool for professionals looking to advance their role or an organization needing to develop leaders. Learn more about safety supervision, scheduling, cost control, and most importantly, how to lead a team. For more information and to register, visit nate.ca/CLSP to take your career to another level.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Love is in the air. I love you. And you? And you? And you! Why choose between your beloved items? Sentinel Storage, keeping your treasures safe to be loved again. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
It's 1:25. Welcome back to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. 38 thumbs up. Not a bad start, but we need to bump those numbers up. We have 138 watching Joaquin. So 138 of you, if you're beside someone right now and they're not watching, just grab their phone or tell them to go on their phone. Go on Edmonton Sports Talk on YouTube.
First, smack them.
Smack them first. Just one of these. Tell them to slam that thumbs up. Give us a view. The views can't only be high, Joaquin, when the Oilers are bad. We got to flip that. It's got to be the same when they're good, when they're bad, when they're mediocre. Positivity, people. Let's go. Also, if you're on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, do us a favor here at Edmonton Sports Talk. Find all the shows on Edmonton Sports Talk and give us a follow. There's a follow button. It doesn't do any. There's no money involved. You're not going to get a ton of emails and stuff like that. All it does is push your content, downloads to your I guess page on the podcast or whatever it is, and we'd greatly appreciate it. Let's get the numbers up. Matt Hyman, I'm withholding my thumbs up to see how many shots Hernan takes towards me. Well, they're not towards you, Matt. They're towards the Winnipeg Jets. You're not on the team, bro.
Yeah.
Calm
Suck
down.
it, Hyman.
I like this one from Pizza Boy.
Okay.
He says he'd go with Ekholm up top and Bouchard and dry spot. What if they go 2 defensemen on the first unit with McDavid, Nugent, Hyman? We've seen that in the past when McDavid was out.
McDavid, Nugent, Hyman, and then Bouchard and Ekholm?
I'd go Bouchard and Wallman because he has a good shot. So does Bouch. You have 2 threats.
You have the what? Because Wallman's a lefty.
Lefty.
So, yeah, you can switch sides and have one-timers up top.
Would you consider that?
No.
No 2 defense? You don't like it?
It's not going to happen.
It might.
I guess it could. Then, yeah. Then everything kind of stays the same, but where does so McDavid's the kind of rover?
David's the rover, yeah. He's kind of all over, like he usually is, even when Dry's there.
I know.
Because I know when McDavid missed a few games, it was Draisaitl, Hyman, and Nuge, and they went Ekholm and Bouchard. Or was it Nurse Bouchard? It was one or the other. Yeah.
I still think it's probably going to be Janmark, but
now has Stuart Skinner been confirmed? But he's playing.
Oh, let's have a starting goalies. Let's have a look here. We have sorry, give me a second here. We have confirmed that Stuart Skinner will be playing tonight, and we are not quite sure if it will be Connor Hellebuyck, but I think that is wrong. We will be seeing Haley.
I'm okay with Skinner. He's your number one.
Of course.
He needs to play in these big games.
Yeah.
And have some confidence in him. He's coming off a really good game. So, I mean, Pickard is your backup, people. Plain and simple. Whether you agree or disagree, that's the way it is. And we're not, I'm not sitting here saying Pickard hasn't been great. He has. But this is Skinner's team. He is the number one. He is going to start game 1 of the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Not saying Buddy's been bad, but that's just the way it is. I don't think anyone's really, whoever they're sitting with at work has really told their partner to go on YouTube and give us a thumbs up. We're just kidding, guys. But yeah, we got to bump these numbers up. Okay. And then tomorrow, when the Oilers win again tonight,
maybe they're saving them for the pre and post. Is that what they're doing?
We should be at 200 views tomorrow for every show. Well, Dusty show's always at like 300-400. So
yeah,
but they should be at 500-600, and every other show should be at least over 200. Positivity is the key here, people. Positivity is the key. Do you want to? What kind of game? We're asked on the River Korean box, Joaquin. What kind of game are you expecting? High scoring or a really tight, low scoring game?
No, I think after last game, you mentioned you thought Winnipeg will have a little bit of a mean on tonight because they lost. I think they'll just be normal, good, solid Winnipeg Jets team, knowing they're going up against good competition. They're going to want to get their game back in order. I think it's going to be a good defensive battle. Like, teams are going to have to generate stuff, right? They're with good play defensively. Just from the way that the Edmonton Oilers played, it seems like their puck management and their game management has been a little bit better. Not handing teams opportunities to score. They've had to generate it themselves, right?
Yeah.
That's what you have to do against this Jets team. If you're making poor decisions with the puck at the blue lines, not getting pucks deep, not making the simple plays, and trying to go cross ice over sticks through that type of stuff. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be a good night. They'll take full advantage, and they have some guys that Connor can score from distance and in tons of different ways, right? So Scheifele's on fire this year. You definitely have to be careful when those guys are on the ice.
And you make a good point. Make the Jets earn their goals.
Yes.
Don't gift wrap them like when the Oilers struggle. They gift wrap goals with their turnovers,
Christmas, man.
with bad reads, with defending off the rush. You got to make them earn it tonight. Go out there. There's no excuses. This is a good matchup. And forget about the first game. It was 6-0. Yeah, but that was back in October. These teams are different. It's not the same. So I don't even look at that game as to compare or anything.
Well, you can't compare anything from October and November. That's everyone's the Jets are a completely different team now. So, but they're still really good.
Yeah, they're still very, very good. I just want to take a look at some playoff implication games today for sure. Let's see here. Calgary and New Jersey, they need to win. They need to keep pace. The Rangers host Toronto. They're on the outside looking in. Ottawa looks to continue to hold down a spot against Colorado Avalanche. Montreal needs a win. They're still close, but they can't lose too many, and they're in they take on the Islanders. How about this game? Vancouver, St. Louis.
Oh my God.
They're tied for the final wild card spot. Sorry, not space. They're in St. Louis. That's going to be a must-watch game.
So it's Vancouver's got a game in hand with the St. Louis Blues, both at 75 points. St. Louis winners of their last 3 too, so they're coming in hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
a beauty game.
Yeah.
5:30. You can watch it before the Oiler game. Utah.
Holloway, 4 points.
Holloway Broberg. Utah, who needs to keep pace, hosts Buffalo. That's a big one. Of course, Edmonton, Winnipeg. The Golden Knights are home to the Bruins, and the LA Kings are in Chicago. So the Oilers got to win because LA should beat Chicago. Vegas should beat Boston. Fair enough?
Oh yeah, you gotta think that's. Well, I mean, you just take care of your own business, obviously, but with looking at LA in Chicago. Correct?
Yes, correct.
Maybe there's a little complacency there going into that game. Chicago's just I watched a little bit of them playing, and it's not good. It is not good at all with that team. Losers of last 4. They're
just terrible.
They're absolutely it's brutal to see. Guys, I don't know. I'm seeing like still shots and stuff of Connor Bedard and, the stories, and he's saying he wants out, and I don't think those are true, but he looks visibly beat up, like just defeated.
Those guys all need to finish the season, go somewhere, and they'll have a new coaching staff.
Well, probably. Bedard really needs to step away for a little bit, right? Young guy, and I know it. Just get out of hockey because he's one of those guys that probably takes a week off and then is right back at it, right? So
he needs to get away and reset. Yeah, it's tough for these young players. They're great players, but being that bad and losing all the time is not good for you. We saw it here in Edmonton.
Do you think it would be good for a guy like that because he's young? Would it be good for him to go to the World Championships and play?
If I'm like the GM or the president of the Blackhawks, I'm saying. No. I'm saying no. Just you need to get away. But it also on the flip side, I know what you're going to say. It's go have some positivity.
Yeah.
Go be successful.
And end the year on a good note. Maybe win a championship. Right.
Yeah, that's good.
Go around. You're going to be with some of the players that you're going to be playing with are going to be they're top players. There's a lot of these. You look around the league. You could be playing with some. Possibly. Well, let me see here. There could be some. Is there 4 Nations guys that are a possibility of playing? I don't know. I'd have to do a deep dive. But anyway, just playing with some other NHL guys and that kind of environment. I think at this age, just because he's so young, I don't want him going home and then starting to go right to the gym and start working out. Much rather him just, you know what, go play first line minutes against in a different country, have a different experience, and hopefully it ends with you lifting that thing at the end.
Yeah.
And then going, you know what, rough year, but it ended on a good note, and get ready for the next one.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. So
just because the age, it's only his second year too.
yeah, and it's a lot. And he doesn't have a lot of help there. That's really tough. Really tough. We saw here with Taylor Hall, Jordan Eberle, it was tough on them.
Oh yeah,
especially in a city like Edmonton where everybody just lives and dies.
Chicago did do they were trying to not have that happen too. I think like you saw Perry go there and Maroon and Foligno and stuff. So they were trying to insulate with veteran guys too, I think, and just maybe just keep their heads above water.
Yeah. And
I like that. Do you like that strategy? If I'm a GM at that point, got a young guy coming in, I get some veteran guys that the possibilities of me flipping them at the trade deadline, because I know I'm not making the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
But at least I can get some picks or maybe something that I can get for what a lot of teams look for at the trade deadline is just some experience, some depth, stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
It's tough, huh?
It's tough, man.
Well, I mean, we've seen firsthand what happens when you try to go too young to just go all young, right?
And it on the flip side, like you're saying, like bringing all these vets, but you need to be able to produce and play, and right, like you can be good in the room.
Edmonton did it way back when, right? But they brought in a Hall of Famers, right? Like it was a little bit different.
Yeah,
like their draft over the course of whatever 4 or 5 years produced 7 Hall of Fame players.
Yeah.
Like that's not normal.
That'll never happen again.
No.
Yeah. It's it's an interesting time with Chicago there, and see what they do. See where they end up in the draft, eh? Like who they're going to get, and start building this thing, right?
And it's next year that's really the
big one.
The jewel is down there in Medicine Hat.
Mr. McKenna.
Yeah.
Who's on a unbelievable point streak right now.
Well, you see his gap between the second guy on the team in scoring. It's like
it's enormous.
It's like the San Andreas fault.
See how he does in the playoffs? Maybe they go to the
maybe the San Andreas fault. No, that's not the right one. That's what's the one in the water? The Marianas Trench. That's where I'm going.
Portion of this hour brought to you by the Canadian Brew House. It's time for a wing throwdown at the Canadian Brew House. Fuego Verde versus Honey Blaze. Who is taking the crown? Hit up the Canadian Brew House for wing night. Our house is your house. Up next, it's time for your favorite segment of the week. It's the Red Light District with our guy, Joaquin. Gage, keep the thumbs up coming. Hit us up on the Nasty Chat and on the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. Here's Coop with your update.
Evander Kane hit the ice for Oilers practice optional skate this morning. Meanwhile, Leon Draisaitl is doubtful tonight against the league-leading Jets. Other action sees Toronto in New York to face the Rangers. Tampa Bay on the road in Dallas, while the Flyers challenge Alex Ovechkin and the Caps on a 14-game NHL slate. And the group, led by Bill Chisholm, has agreed to buy the Boston Celtics. A great amount of over $6 billion would set the record for the highest price paid to buy a North American sports team. And Toronto has a date with Golden State on a night which sees 5 games, including LA's Luka Doncic sitting out to manage his right ankle sprain as the Lakers battle the Bucks. In college ball, had Wisconsin getting past Montana 85-66, and right now there's 3 games live. Auburn leading 29-24 on Alabama State, 5 minutes left in the first half. Elsewhere, Clemson is up 6-4 on McNeese early in the game. And in Washington, the Commanders have signed former Cowboy Michael Gallup for next season as he returns to football off a 1-year retirement. EST Afternoons returns on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
The EST Hangout.
I have a friend who coaches. A kid slipped, cut the back of his leg. I went out and bought Kevlar socks. I don't know why anyone wouldn't wear them, but McDavid's wearing the same socks for 20 years or whatever. Like they're like a hobo.
Comfort, it's what they feel.
It's superstition and it's dumb.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
Someday you'll be shedding your tears.
A one-of-a-kind retrospective. It's Glass Tiger, This Island Earth, April 4th at River Cree Resort and Casino.
Don't forget me when I'm gone.
Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Joaquin.
You don't have to put on the red light. Those days are over. You don't have to sell your body to the night.
Joaquin.
You don't have to wear that dress tonight. Walk the streets for money. You don't care if it's wrong or if it's right.
Joaquin.
You don't have to put on the red light.
Joaquin.
You don't have to put on the red light.
Joaquin. 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 144, welcome back to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk. The thumbs up are rolling, Joaquin, 63. Not even the first hour's done yet. So let's go. Let's get her done. Let's get to 100 for the Edmonton Oilers as they host the Winnipeg Jets. Leon Draisaitl is the big story of the day as he is, what is it, doubtful?
Doubtful.
So we'll find out at around 6:30ish when the team hits the ice for warm-ups. Who would you put in his place on the power play? That is our question today. Let us know. Skinner for Joaquin. I went with Arvidsson, but I'm kind of leaning towards two defensemen, Wallman and Bouchard. They've done it in the past, so we'll see what they do. But right now it's time for your favorite segment of the week, the Red Light District with Joaquin Gage. Take it away.
So, it's almost upon us, Hernan. The infamous spring break.
Oh.
We can't all be down in New Orleans showing our breasts for beads, right? Well, some of us can't even go anywhere. So what I have done is I have found a little thing of things to do in Edmonton, and more from a parent standpoint with little kids. Like it's always nice to have them around, but let's face it, by Thursday, Friday, you can't wait for school to start again, right? So you're trying to find stuff to do. Maybe you're going skiing, which is great, but then you're just standing in line waiting for lifts to open up. But what I've done for the people around Edmonton is found a site that has a few events involved that you can go do. So,
cool.
Obviously, there being a dance dad, I found this that there's 3 different little dance festivals going on. So March 22nd to 23rd at the Sheremosh Ukrainian Dance Festival. So you can go watch some Ukrainian dance. Lots of spinning in a Ukrainian dance. It's amazing what happens there. The Alberta Ballet is bringing the Wizard of Oz March 21st to 22nd at the Northern Alberta Jubilee. That'll be kind of neat. I'm sure my daughter would love to go to that. And there's also take to the Jubilations Junior Dinner Theater Show. There's a showing of Beauty and the Beast. So just a little other things that you might want to think of during spring break. And for the younger ones, I never knew this was. I mean, I went to the TELUS World of Science and stuff like that, but Toys R Us and Mastermind Toys. You know, you can kill some time at a toy store, which is always great. Toys R Us has some crafts to do Monday, some Play-Doh Tuesday, Rainbow Loom Workshop. Have you ever made rainbow looms? The little bracelets and stuff? Those, I've had to make a ton of those things. Mastermind Toys has some great stuff. They have the, Monday has the Kinetic Sand demo, origami and sketch quest, 1 to 3. Tuesdays are squeegee art, clay molding, a scavenger hunt. Wednesday we got the bird feeder demo. I don't know if I'd skip Wednesday. Thursday is Color the Castle demo and bracelet making. And then Friday, you don't want to miss this, is the rocket decorating demo, Lego City Make and Take Limited. That's good. Millwoods Town Center has some stuff where you used to roam the streets.
Oh yeah.
There's the collage craze. There's a obstacle course. There's a craft day Wednesday, glass painting Thursday, and there was one. And of course, look, there's always going to a movie theater, but you know, and then maybe just for a night out, you got the babysitter. There is next week is the kickoff spring break by eating out. So downtown Edmonton restaurants have special deals as part of Edmonton Downtown Dining Week. The official event runs till March 23rd and encourages locals to get out and eat local. And there was one other thing that I saw in here that was kind of good. Yeah, the Royal Alberta Museum also has several spring break activities for kids happening in the gallery, including a live animal encounter over spring break. So, a few things for you to do next week when for the vacation.
So spring break is next week, eh?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, to keep...
Do you ever do anything special on spring break?
Like now? Or when I was a kid?
No, as a kid. Jesus. You don't do anything now.
No. I mean, no, we didn't take like a trip or anything, to be honest. It was just kind of just hang out, play with your friends, and enjoy the week off from school. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I never really did much. Even in high school, I was just kind of,
Coop, that was like last year. What did you do for spring break?
Sit at home and play video games.
That's what I'm trying to get away from.
But that's the thing, right?
I
like
know.
it's now it's like I just want to relax, and like if you're a sports guy, for example, you probably just want to chill, watch some sports, and
well, you got March Madness, you know, and stuff coming up.
Not think about school, right?
Did you ever go with places with your family? You know, or was it just cod?
Just cod. All fishing.
Interesting.
Nice.
Did you do anything special?
Yeah, I'd always go skiing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Even when I played, well, was it always? No, when I was done playing hockey, I remember the first time we took the kids up to as a family to Sunshine.
Oh, okay.
To Banff, and we'd go skiing. We did that every spring break. So my in-laws and my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, their 2 girls, and our kids would go skiing. It was
very nice.
It was terrible. It was funny because, well, I was used to skiing in Europe, and then having kids on the hill, they're cold, they don't want to ski, and you're looking at your visa's still smoking from how much you spent on lift tickets. And I'm like, why did we do this? This is just absolutely terrible. But then obviously me and my boy went up a few years ago, just us two, got a hotel room and we were skiing and we were at Marmot and the chalet at Marmot's halfway up or whatever. So we came out and I swear to God, I saw me like 5 years earlier, and he was just looking at his kids and looking to the sky and going, "Do you know how much today cost?" And his little kid is like, two little kids are lying in the snow, like they've got their whole things and just crying, and he's just oh. And my son looks over and he goes, "Dad, was it that bad?" And I go, "Yeah, it was that bad."
That's too funny. Rip City Step says Gage doesn't want to feed birds.
No.
Are you afraid of birds?
No, I'm not afraid of birds.
Oh, okay. Gonna go see Hernan smoking a dart at Millwoods. Hernan smoking darts and breaking hearts one day at a time. From Big U. No, it's a good list, man, for all the parents listening and to have some time off as well. And you don't want to go be at home going crazy with the kiddos. There's lots of activities to do.
I mean, I'm not saying you have to do something, but you just
no.
Like, I know, trust me, I know how easy it is when, you got to do this and you just, you know what, just go slay some noobs in COD, right? But just to reconnect a little bit, right? As my wife always said, like yelling at me because I'm complaining and stuff. She goes, "You got to make memories. You gotta make memories." And so, yeah, I remember them all right. But
like Strutty said, memories are what you remember.
Exactly. Memories.
Oh, that was great.
He's on the broadcast tonight, so we have Uncle Strutty back.
Nice. That'll be all right.
Yeah.
I'll be all right. A quick update from the March Madness tournament. These scores are live. I know Coop's going to do them as well, but if you need to know for all you betting people out there, number 5 Clemson's down to number 12 McNeese State 14-8. Auburn, the number 1 seed, taking it to Alabama State 39-31. There's 15 seconds left in the first there, and then in the second, with just over 2 minutes to go, Houston rolling SIU Edwardsville 72-38. Coop will have the year finals as well as the March Madness tournament has kicked off. We'll have games all the way up until 8:10 tonight. And then tomorrow and then all through the weekend. So it's going to be a fun little ride there. Who did you pick as the tournament winner? I have Florida. Joaquin, you haven't decided yet?
I'm almost there.
Coop, do you know who you picked? I think I did a couple pools. I don't remember the exact one in the office here. Of course, I got mine in before March Madness started, unlike Gager here. But I think I don't know where I went. Either Purdue, Florida, or Duke. Like one of the big ones, right? Like I want the obvious picks. I want the safe picks.
No, that's fair.
A couple randoms where I'm like, I don't like their name. They might lose.
Yeah, it's just
Drake
fun to
last year.
track and, see where you stand and all that. I think it's great. It's a fun tournament. Again, you don't need to know to participate.
Did you know more men get vasectomies during this time than any other point in
just chill and recover at home?
Yeah.
I was wondering where you were going with that. I was like...
No, it's I read that. This time, this is the writer and... to coincide with the Masters and stuff like that, the most vasectomies are performed at this time.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. No, that's kind of cool. A reminder, Canada soccer, they'll be playing Mexico. All the big boys are here. Alfonso Davis, Estacio, Jonathan David, Kyle Laren. They play Mexico 8:30 tonight. That game is on TSN, so if you want to check it out. Some World Cup qualifying. Two big games for me. Canada and Chile playing today. And of course, I'll be watching the Edmonton Oilers as they host the top team they're tied with Washington now for the President's Trophy in points, Joaquin.
Who?
Winnipeg.
Are they? I thought they were. I didn't think they were tied.
Last time I checked, they were
98.
I think they both have 98.
There, you're right. I was looking at the goal differential before.
So that's just crazy.
They're
it's going to be a good game.
Crazy goal differential. Like the closest other team to both those guys is is Dallas. Yeah. Goal differential plus 77 for Winnipeg, plus 73 for 72 for Washington, and the closest next is Dallas at plus 52.
So, question for you: if the Jets had another goalie, will they let's just say like a good NHL goalie, they would still be tops in the league? Do you think without Connor Hellebuyck?
Oh,
they'd be right there, though.
They'd be right there.
And I'm talking about this year. If the Oilers didn't have Leon Draisaitl, where would they be this year?
Ooh, it would be rough, man.
Yeah,
I think it would be really rough. So let's see.
That's why I think Leon should get the MVP.
Oh yeah,
because he's truly been the MVP.
See, I don't. Maybe it sounds bad.
Come at me, Winnipeggers.
It's
a good argument, though. I think Winnipeg is still a top team with another goalie. Where this year, where I think if the Oilers don't have Leon Draisaitl, with all the guys that are struggling, Connor McDavid not having an off year, but he hasn't been the same for a month or so. I think the Oilers would be in a little bit of trouble.
Eric Comrie has played 17 games, started 17, 8 wins, 8 losses, 1 overtime lost. Goals against of 2.39, a save percentage of 914. So I think Hellebuyck's 924. But I think that with those numbers, if you probably input them in there, they're still probably around the same time. So although Hellebuyck is having a very successful season,
of course,
I equate his numbers almost to playing on a powerhouse line with two like McKinnon and McKinnon and Rantanen when they, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say here?
I do.
He's benefiting from a very structured defensive system. Do I think goalies should win the Hart more? Yes, I think, but I look at it as teams that they make the team so much better that they make the playoffs, not just the individual stuff.
For sure. Labama guy says swap Skinner and Helly. What's the team look like? I think the Oilers are 2 points out of first place, guys. As bad as the goaltending has been at times, and a lot of players are not producing, the Oilers are still in second in the West. There's something to be said about that. Yeah. Sure. I still think Winnipeg's a top 3 team in their division with Skinner.
Of course they are.
It's not like Winnipeg would fall off with Skinner. I'm just going to say that.
No.
Joe
Would
says,
it make the Edmonton Oilers slightly better? I think so.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
He's one of the best goalies in the world.
Yeah.
They're probably in first.
Yeah.
Probably add 4 or 5 more wins.
But it's not a huge margin, right? I think he adds, how many points are they behind?
Vegas?
Yeah.
2.
So maybe they're up by 6 over that time?
Yeah, maybe. Like I said, maybe 3, 4, 5 more wins. 3 to 5 more wins with Hellebuyck.
Yeah, maybe.
So that's my argument. Come at me, Winnipeggers. I still love you, though, because you guys always support the show. Give us a thumbs up. Give us the views. Give us the listens. So, all right, hour 2 coming up. We will head to Winnipeg to talk to our buddy Drew Mindell from the Illegal Curve Hockey Show. They do a great show and a great post-game show as well. We'll get his thoughts on tonight's matchup, and we'll continue the Oilers talk. And I got some fun stuff for this day in sports history. 3 trades, and I think you're going to know a lot of the guys that were involved in these trades, Joaquin. That's all coming up in hour 2 of EST Afternoons. Keep hammering the thumbs up. And keep sending us messages to the River Korean Box, 780-218-9999. It is Oilers game day as they host the Jets. We're back after the break. Here's Coob with your update.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Make your birthday legendary at the Canadian Brewhouse with epic food, killer drinks, and an unbeatable vibe. Plus, download the Canadian Brewhouse app and score free nachos on your big day. Book your party now to celebrate like a pro. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Edmonton's Leon Draisaitl is doubtful with an undisclosed injury as the Oilers face the Jets. Plus, Evander Kane practiced during the team's optional skate this morning. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show alongside Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas as they tee up the action live at 6 right here on EST. 13 other games around the league. Montreal hits the ice in Long Island. The Blue Jackets and Panthers go at it before St. Louis hosts Vancouver. And March Madness is underway. 3 games live. 16th ranked Alabama State down by 10 points against the top seed Auburn at halftime. 12th ranked McNeese leading 5th ranked Clemson 18-8 with just about 8 minutes left in the first half. 5 games around the NBA. The Raptors and Warriors go head-to-head while LA's Luka Doncic takes a maintenance day to rest his right ankle sprain. Corey Connors is a top-ranked Canadian in round 1 of the Valspar Championship. He's 2 under through 7 holes played, with first place being a 4-way tie at 4 under. I'm Zachary Kubich. That was your sports update. The second hour of EST Afternoon starts right now.
Hour 2 here on EST Afternoons on Edmonton Sports Talk. Thank you for tuning in and watching us. Hammer that thumbs up, 28 away from 100. If you're listening, iHeart, TuneIn, radio apps, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. We're live from the William Huff Studios here in the west side of the city. Edmonton Oilers game day as they host the Winnipeg Jets. Should be a great game. Let's just hope it's not like the opening game. Or it could be, but just flip the teams and the Oilers win big. The big news of the day, Leon Draisaitl doubtful for tonight's game, so around 6:30-ish. Keep it locked here on Edmonton Sports Talk as the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. We'll have you the lineups and see if Leon is in or not. Chris Knobloch did say today, following the optional skate, that they were going to play this with a lot of care because the playoffs are just around the corner. So he could be out. I would expect Derek Ryan to draw in because he is a center. But you never know. So Max Jones could be in as well. Those are your options. Who would you play in place of Leon Draisaitl if he does not play tonight on the power play? Would you go 2 defensemen, or would you just simply put Skinner or Arvidsson or whoever you think would be the best fit there? Joaquin, on this day, pretty active day. Let's go to the latest one. 29 years ago on this day, the Detroit Red Wings acquired Kirk Maltby from the Edmonton Oilers for Dan McGillis.
Oh.
Did you play with Dan?
Yeah.
He's a good player, man. Underrated.
Good D-man.
Underrated.
Yeah.
Very underrated.
Yeah, because he played up a bit too, right?
No, I don't think he did. What do you mean up? Like,
did he play with the Oilers a little bit or no?
Yeah,
Few
well,
games?
yeah.
Yeah.
He was in the playoff series
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
eliminated Dallas.
Yeah, he was. Him and DeVries were a partner, weren't they?
Yeah. No,
Yeah, he was good, man.
He was a good player.
Really
man.
good.
Then he went to Philly, I think.
Yeah.
And that's where he ended up staying
Mm-hmm.
for the most of the career. 26 years ago, I was very happy this day. The Edmonton Oilers acquired Tommy Salo from the New York Islanders for Mats Lindgren and an 8th-round pick in 1999, which turned out to be Radek Martinek, who's a good defenseman for them. But Tommy Salo, absolute beauty.
He was a beauty.
Yeah.
Yeah. He. We became pretty good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, real good friends. Like on the road, the first road trip to Toronto, and I just, I kind of sometimes I beat to my own drum, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go have a steak. I feel like going to have a good steak or something. Everyone else was going somewhere else, and I was just like, you know what? And I roll into Ruth's Chris, and the girl looks at me, goes, reservation? I go, no. He goes, you got room for one? And they put me like way over in the corner. Like it was like a table for two, right? And I think I got a strip or something. And lo and behold, I look up and the bar was kind of right in front of where I was sitting. And it's Tommy. And Tommy's looking at me and he's like, what are you, and he's with some Swedish friends or something like that. And he is like, what are you doing here? And I go, I wanted a steak. And he goes, you like steak? And I go, I love steak. Tommy loves steak.
Yeah.
Like that's what he wanted to eat. So we developed a friendship. We went out all the time for steak when we went on the road.
Can you get him on the show?
I could try.
That'd be great.
It was pretty funny because when I got into the fight in Sweden, and we'd been talking and stuff, and he the next day the phone rings and my wife goes, yeah, someone's on the phone asking for Mike Tyson. And it was Tommy because he heard that I got in a fight back in Sweden and wanted. He goes, "What are you doing?"
That'd be great. We gotta tap into your resources here and all the great '90s Oilers and start calling these guys and just say, "Hey, I have a show. We need you to join it."
Obviously, I'm not as good a teammate as I thought.
No one answers.
No one answers at all.
Oh, that's too funny. Okay, so Mats Lindgren went the other way. If Oiler fans know their stuff, for me at least, what is Mats Lindgren's biggest moment with the Edmonton Oilers? If you know your Oilers, you will know this. All right, Gager, and this other one, 26 years ago on this day. And I remember I was already old enough, obviously. So me and my older cousin went to my little cousin's provincial tournament in Calgary with my uncle. We went to party and we'd go watch him play and all that. And this trade broke on that day. The Blackhawks acquire Jonas Elofsson, Dean McCammon, Bobo Mironov from the Edmonton Oilers for Dan Cleary, Chad Kilger, Christian Laflamme, and Ethan Morrow.
Wow.
That was
That's
a big
haul.
trade, man. Yeah. I remember I was so pumped for Chad Kilger. I didn't know why, but I
He's
was.
a great guy, man.
Is he?
Oh, he was such a killer, obviously, the nickname. Another guy, if you saw him in practice, you're like, how is this guy not scoring 50 goals? Like, he was big, could skate like the wind. I would say my second tour of duty with Edmonton, Dan Cleary was my best friend. Like, we were roommates on the road. He nicknamed Sea Bear is what his nickname was. But Dan was funny because he was very fair skinned, right? So it always looked like he was too hot and out of shape, but it was just
he's just rosy.
Yeah, and in the mind, like he was good friend, like Brad Norton. There was another guy that we were close. He was roommates with Dan too, but Dan would get itchy, and he had this purple comb. I think I've told this story before, but that he would bring on the road, and that's what he'd do to like itch his back because he was like always itchy. So it was weird because I'd come in sometimes, and he'd be in bed already, and the covers would be moving, and I go, "What are you doing?" And then he'd pull the comb up from under the covers. I go, "Oh, okay, thank God." But one time with Brad, we found like a comb that looked exactly like it.
Yeah.
Right. And so we went and this is kind of gross, but we put it in the toilet, right? And Danny was looking for his comb and stuff, and we said, oh yeah, we threw that thing in the toilet, and it was in the toilet, and he lost his mind. But we had his real one, but he wanted to kill us both, but he got his real. But what a great guy, just unbelievably funny guy. Got a bad rap for, I think, partying too much or something along those lines, but he didn't do anything more than all of us did at that point. Yeah, just a lot of fun with Seabear, man. He was great.
Too bad it didn't work out here in Edmonton because he went on to have a really good career.
Oh, did he ever?
Chad Kilger really struggled here. I didn't even notice this. So when he came over, he played 2 seasons. 3 seasons. In 87 games, Gager, he had 14 points for the Oilers. He just didn't work out.
No, he struggled here. Just couldn't. And Mac T tried too. It was just one of those things. There just wasn't a fit, something. But there was so much talent with that guy. And we'll talk about a good teammate, man. He was awesome.
Yeah. Christian Laflamme was just okay. Ethan Morrow eventually became the captain of the Oilers as part of the 06 run. Really good pickup there. I was happy because it was a big move, but I was also sad because Bobo was on the way out. I loved Mironov.
Oh, yeah.
He was like it was funny because in the summer one year when he was still in Edmonton, my uncle always played soccer and I'd always go with him just to watch and hang out. So I went to watch and it's like beer league, like really low level. Bobo's on the other team. Like, what is he doing? I'm like, I don't even think you're allowed to do that. I'm very disappointed in Oilers fans, eh? I said, what is Mats Lindgren's best play as an Edmonton Oiler? It should be obvious. There wasn't many. Like, he was a good player.
He was an unreal player.
Yeah, but come on. No one really knows. I only have one answer, and it is incorrect from Collingwood Rob. Didn't he score a shorthanded goal in the playoffs? You're close, but far away.
He was really good, man. And the problem, I think, his first year, he got slashed behind the knee and got drop foot. So, essentially, the nerves just... They were done. He couldn't lift his foot like this. So he was walking around in a boot. And we had who we called him the Tin Man, but that was wrong. That was no brain. We should have called him the Lion. But Jason Bond Sr. It was basically no heart, right? Like he was just, he was very, very soft. And it was funny because he was obviously talented, but Mats finally came back and he was finally good to go.
Yeah.
Right. And he got sent down from Edmonton and he was playing and he played 2 games with Jason. And I think Bond Sr. had like 5 goals in 2 games and Bonds is all happy. But Mats is like, he's so good. And he was like not a facsimile of Peter Forsberg.
Yeah.
Right. Not as good as Peter Ford, obviously, but he could do things like that in the American League. And he just was giving Bonds tap-ins. And then after 2 games, Mats has gone back up to Edmonton and playing regularly. And Jason Bond Sr.'s back to, well, I need to go up there and play with Mats. We got chemistry.
He was a good PK guy. He can moonlight in your top 6, but probably better suited for the bottom 6.
Yeah.
And he was very honest in his interviews. I was a big fan of Mr. Mats Lindgren, but you got Tommy Salas, so I'm not.
I think his son. He was here last year. I think he lives in Vancouver now. Bless you. His son's like a top pick.
Really?
Yeah, highly touted.
Interesting. Wow, nobody knows what Mats Lindgren's legacy is, eh? Jason Leduc. I always wanted more Zdeno Seeger. Yeah, me too.
Oh, Seeger.
I might have the clip for the final segment.
Of what?
Of Mats Lindgren best play as an
okay, cool.
Do you know what it is?
No, I can't think of it right now.
Okay. It was great. Absolutely fantastic. River Cree Inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the Kitchen Restaurant. All you can eat surf and turf for just $59.99 every Friday from 4 to 10 p.m. Lots of great games tonight in the NHL with a lot of playoff implications. It's going to be a great night. That Vancouver fans must be jacked. That's a playoff style game, Joaquin.
And they're flying high. I listened to the podcast after last game, and they were pumped after beating the Jets.
Yeah. Hey Gager, My nephew was a professional boxer back in the day. Cleary, Maltby, Arnott came to watch the boxing. They were 3 sheets to the wind, and they were playing the next day at home and got destroyed.
Who? Arnott? Arnott wasn't there. Did he say Arnott?
He said Cleary, Maltby, and Arnott. I don't.
No. It's not possible. That's a fabrication.
Because Arnott left before Cleary.
That's fake news.
Uh-oh.
I do remember a guy wanting to beat us all up coming out of the University of Malibu one night.
The morgue.
No, that was downtown.
No, the morgue was on White Ave.
No, the morgue was...
I'm pretty sure
No.
No? Anyone know?
That was Malibu University. The morgue was downtown. Because that was close to the bank.
Does anyone remember where Club Malibu, the morgue, was back in the 90s?
Because there was 3, right? One downtown, one in University, and one in the mall.
Yes. In the mall? Really?
God, I went out a lot. that's not good. Remember the Rum Jungle?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. Yeah. People sending a lot of stories. Oilers back in the day used to go out a lot, and it was different.
Well, there was no phones, too, right? But saying that, if we lost, I went home all the time because there was rumblings. Because people would actually see us out and phone the Oilers office the next day and
these guys
say,
are partying. Yeah. Okay, so the morgue was on 109 in Jasper. Yes, now I can picture it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's downtown.
University one was good too, though.
Yeah.
25-cent draft. Whew.
Yeah, I remember after rookie camp, I was dancing on the speaker with 2 pitchers and shirt off. What a doofus! Thank God there was no cameras.
Oh boy, yeah, no cell phones or anything like that. That's
My God,
too funny. All right, coming up next, we're gonna head to Winnipeg to continue to tee up Jets Oilers. Of course, the big news of the day: Leon Draisaitl is doubtful. We'll find out about 6:30ish. Drew Mindell from the Illegal Curve Hockey Show joins us next here on EST Afternoons. Here's our guy Coob with your update.
Oilers star Leon Draisaitl is doubtful tonight against the Jets due to an undisclosed injury, and Evander Kane suited up for the team's optional skate this morning. Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas have the details as they go live for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 6, only on EST. 13 other games around the league, including Vegas hosting Boston, Vancouver on the road in St. Louis, and the Flames battling the Devils. In the NFL, former Cowboy Michael Gallup steps out of retirement to sign a 1-year deal with the Commanders. And around the league, there's 5 games. Around the NBA, there's 5 games. Raptors hit the court to challenge the Warriors, and the Bucks have a date with LeBron James and the Lakers. LA's Luka Doncic sitting out to manage a right ankle sprain. March Madness is in full swing. 3 games are live. Top seed Auburn leads 41-31 over 16th ranked Alabama State entering the second half, while 5th place Clemson trails 31-13 against 12th ranked McNeese. It's a 4-way tie, tied at 4 under for top spot at the Valspar Championship. Canadian Corey Connors at 1 under par through 8 holes, tied at 20th. This sports update is brought to you by the Capital Care Foundation. Financial support deeply affects residents at Capital Care, and whether it's a one-time donation or a monthly contribution, every penny counts. Find out how you can donate at capitalcarefoundation.net. Drew Mindell from the Illegal Curve Hockey Show joins us on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. A one-of-a-kind retrospective. It's Glass Tiger, This Island Earth, April 4th at River Cree Resort and Casino.
Don't forget me when I'm gone.
Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Love is in the air. I love you. And you? And you? And you! Why choose between your beloved items? Sentinel Storage, keeping your treasures safe to be loved again. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Missing the course? The Canadian Ice House is here to keep your skills sharp. Trackman golf simulators are open. Real golf action right in downtown Edmonton. Don't let the off-season slow you down. Visit us in-store or check out thecanadianicehouse.com for all the details.
Got some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
Said we could both get jobs and we could move to the city, 'cause there's something wrong with how we live, and we could both get.
It's 2:22. Welcome back to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talks. Joaquin, Gage, Hernan, Salas, as we continue to tee up Oilers Jets. Should be a fun one down at Rogers Place. Hopefully it's not what we saw in Game 1 of the season, but we'll see what happens. And to talk all things Winnipeg Jets, we're joined by Drew Mindell from the Illegal Curve Hockey Show. Drew, my friend, how are you?
I'm well, gentlemen. How are you guys doing on this fine night?
We're doing excellent. Drew, I always got to ask, how's the weather in Winnipeg right now?
Bright and sunny. It's about 10 degrees Celsius. There's very little snow. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful spring day here.
Oh boy, that's even nicer than here in Edmonton. It's not that nice.
Yeah, you were getting all ready to give us some gears for some bad Winnipeg weather, but let me tell you, gentlemen, this is the place to be right now. It's a beautiful day. The people are out wearing their shorts. The patios are open. Might as well get started with summer nice and early.
Well, that's enough from Drew.
All right, Drew, let's get to the game tonight. It's going to be a fun one down here at Rogers Place. Of course, here in Edmonton, we're waiting. We'll have to wait until about 6:30 Mountain Time to see if Leon is taking the warm-ups or not. But let's get to the Winnipeg Jets coming off a tough loss. I think a loss a lot of us didn't see coming, according to our listeners who bet, Drew. 6-2 loss to Vancouver. What happened on that night?
It was a perfect storm of the Jets being off their game and a desperate Vancouver Canucks team that had been called out by their head coach. Just one of those games where everything that could have gone wrong for the Jets defensively did go wrong. Very unlike them this year. Offensively, they were they were good. Offensively, they were fine. Connor Hellebuyck, who of course is the best goalie in the league, had an off night, which is, again, very rare this year. Defensively, the Jets were too loose in their own zone, something which has been very rare this year. There's really been 3 games that they've been that bad defensively this season. A game against the Leafs early on to end their winning streak that started the year, a game in Florida where they lost 5-0 to the Panthers, and then a game in Vancouver on Tuesday night. And for fans of the Winnipeg Jets, the silver lining in all those is the games after those games, they really bounced back and returned to form very quickly. So it was just a combination of all sorts of bad on Tuesday night. More so a one-off bad night than anything that would be raising alarms and raising red flags, I would say.
Drew, we were discussing earlier, looking at these two teams, that the Oilers are playing a little bit better now. What does this game come down to? We're just trying to see matchups. With Draisaitl, if he's out of the lineup, that changes things a little bit. But does this become a war of attrition, or is this a special teams battle? What do you say? What is the one area that one team has to do to be successful against the other one and come away with the victory?
Well, I think the Jets need to certainly shore up their defensive play after Tuesday night's game. And then for me, the depth of the Winnipeg Jets has been their biggest asset all season long. The way that they can throw 4 lines at you, and that Scott Arniel can deploy those lines however he wants. And frankly, the line that has been a line all season long of Adam Lowry, Mason Appleton, and Nino Niederreiter, that line has been struggling as of late. Not so much Lowry, but Appleton and Niederreiter are really going through a dry spell. And on Tuesday night in Vancouver, Scott Arniel made a change. He brought up Alex Iafallo and he brought up Brandon Tanev to play with Adam Lowry, just because Niederreiter and Appleton haven't been getting it going. When Tanev, Iafallo, Morgan Barron, that has been the Jets' 4th line as of late, and they've been really eating their minutes. They've been succeeding. They've been playing in the opposition zone. That's been a great line since they've been put together after the trade deadline. The Jets need to get Nino Niederreiter going. They need to get Mason Appleton going, because that has really been the secret to the success so far this year is the depth scoring, and that's really dried up from those 2 gentlemen in particular.
Drew Mindell from the Illegal Curve Hockey Show joins us here on EST Afternoons. Drew, the power play has been unreal for the Jets. They're over 30%.
Yeah.
We're used to watching a elite power play here as well. I think the Oilers are just above 26. What's worked so well for the power play this year? Because I know last year, tuning into you guys post-game a lot of the complaints were about the power play.
Yeah, the last year the power play and the special teams cost the Jets wins, and the Jets still had a great year. So that should tell you all you need to know about that. It's the movement. It's the options that are available that, the opposition don't know where the next threat is going to come from. There's been very little predictability to the power play so far this year. So when the Jets power play is at its best, the puck is moving nonstop, and the players themselves are also moving. So that forces the defenders to also try to move. And once you're maybe leaving your structure defensively, that's when the Jets are really able to strike with their power play. So there was a bit of a blip after the Four Nations where the power play was struggling, and then it got good again. And then the last couple games, it hasn't been great either. So again, that would be another area that I think, again, complaining about the Jets power play this year is a little bit about complaining when it's too hot, things of that nature. It rings a little bit hollow, but when they're at their best, the movement is great, the puck movement is great, and the player movement itself is also great. And the Jets sort of need to get back to that. I thought it was a little bit too stationary on Tuesday night against the Canucks.
Drew, again, with the possible absence of Leon Draisaitl, is this a no-brainer that Morrissey and DeMello get the assignment of trying to shut down Connor McDavid?
I don't know about a no-brainer. I mean, Dylan Samberg and Luke Schenn have been so good together as a pairing that I really don't think Scott Arniel is too concerned which of the top 2 defensive units for the Jets get that assignment. He's obviously going to want to keep Hayden Fleury and Colin Miller away from them as much as he can. That would be an advantage for the Oilers. But, I don't think Scott Arniel is the least bit hesitant to throw Dylan Samberg out there and to throw Luke Schenn out there. Dylan Samberg's numbers, guys, and I know he probably doesn't get the recognition outside of the Winnipeg market because his numbers aren't flashy. But when he's been within the Jets lineup, because he did miss a chunk of time after breaking his foot against the Predators earlier this year, the Jets are something like 31-9 with him in the lineup. He's blossomed into an absolutely incredible left side defenseman. Now, he's the Jets' second best left side defenseman, only because Josh Morrissey is a top 10 defenseman in this league. But Dylan Samberg has been absolutely incredible, and he's continuing to grow as the season has gone on. So I don't think Scott Arniel is going to have any hesitation whatsoever if he ends up with Dylan Samberg out there and Luke Schenn out there, his new D partner with Neil Pionk out of the lineup against McDavid. That's just how good that Samberg has been, and we know that Luke Schenn is the prototypical grizzled veteran, and he's brought some of that size and bulk to the back end for the Winnipeg Jets since he was acquired at the deadline.
Drew, how have the two new additions, Brandon Tanev, Luke Schenn, looked for the Jets? And for the fan base there, were they happy with what they did at the deadline, or did they want a little bit more? Because there's always something we talked about with Gage, that the team has been first place to the top team in the league. You don't want to mess too much with chemistry, but was the fan base okay with what they did?
I think that they've come around to being okay. I think at first they were maybe a little bit hesitant to declare the Jets trade deadline a success, especially when you go out and you see what the Jets chief rivals did in Dallas. We're getting Mikko Rantanen in Colorado, getting Brock Nelson. Fans, I think, wanted a little bit more from the Winnipeg Jets at first, especially that third pairing left side defenseman spot, which Logan Stanley has held down for the majority of the year. Everyone expected the Jets would do something to address that spot. They didn't really. Now, Stanley has been a healthy scratch as of late, with Hayden Fleury being in the lineup. But that's still a position that I would say is in flux. That said, Luke Schenn and Brandon Tanev have fit in absolutely seamlessly. Brandon Tanev, of course, is well known to the organization, well known to the fan base. He got his start in the NHL in Winnipeg. And so he's exactly what you expect. He's energy on the fourth line. He goes, he hits something on every shift. He drops a stick on every shift. He falls to the ice on every shift. He's entertaining as can be to watch, but he's exactly what everyone expected. And then Luke Schenn is just that perfect physical force on the back end. He comes into the Winnipeg Jets lineup. His first game at home is against the New York Rangers. He goes and he lays a body check on Arthur Kaliev of the Rangers. He knocks Kaliev out for the remainder of the year. Probably separated his shoulder just with a clean, hard hit into the boards. I mean, that's what, that imposing force on the back end. The Jets really didn't have that to the extent that Luke Schenn is. Both guys have fit in very seamlessly in this Jets organization. They're both fitting in seamlessly with what is a very tight-knit dressing room. And, again, after the trade deadline, everyone said that Dallas is a winner, Colorado's a winner. Nobody said the Jets were necessarily a winner, except they just go out and keep winning on the ice. So that, I think, matters a little bit more than what we say in the cheap seats. Right, gentlemen?
Drew, I have to ask, for the fans and the media there, is there a little bit of concern with the President's Trophy curse?
We've heard it. I mean, we hear it on my program a bit.
Yeah.
I don't buy it. I mean, look, banners fly forever. It's a cliche, but and we know that the banner that matters the most is the Stanley Cup banner.
Yes.
But what we've been trying to say to our fan base all season long, on our programming is, yes, the playoffs are what matter most. And yes, if the Jets go out in the second round, it's going to be a disappointment. But don't take what has happened in this regular season for granted. Don't underappreciate this regular season, because it doesn't happen in each and every market. Look, we could be fans or we could be shows that cover the Buffalo Sabres. And imagine how dreary that would be, having to cover that night in, night out, year in, year out. So what we've been saying to our the fan base is, appreciate this. Yes, the cup is what matters most, but if the Jets win the President's Trophy, you can be proud of that as a fan, and you don't have to hold your nose about that. Life's too short to always be doing but sometimes just say yes and be happy about it.
Drew, you just said if they're out in the second round. So, every Canadian market is rabid, but I think that the Winnipeg Jets fans are quite optimistic of their chances of doing something special this year. Is it getting to the Cup final? Is that kind of how everyone's looking at it? Is it just looking at their season and how everyone's doing? I think if you go out in the second round, it would be like Edmonton after losing to San Jose after a regular season game here.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you lose in the second round and it's a hard-fought 7-game series and you lose to the Dallas Stars or something, and it's a coin flip, people are going to be disappointed. Yeah. But, I was reading Elliot Friedman's 32 Thoughts today, and he said, don't look necessarily at the round that you lose, look at your opponent. Look, because the Jets and the Dallas Stars, very well could be a Stanley Cup final caliber of series. And if you ended up losing in that series, it would suck. Yeah, it would be disappointing. But at the same time, okay, you can understand that a 50-50 coin flip didn't go your way. I think a lot of people here want the Western Final to be the floor. Mm-hmm. They want the Western Conference Final to be your floor. Get back to where you got in 17-18. That was the peak of the Winnipeg Jets so far. 2.0 version is that get back there. That's when they lost to Vegas, and then the Capitals ended up beating the Golden Knights in the Cup Final. If the Jets get back to the Western Final and they, as long as they don't lose meekly, that's the thing. The last number of years they've gone out with a whimper. That's where people would be upset if they went out and they didn't show the necessary spunk, the necessary fight, the necessary drive to say, yes, we lost, but we gave it our all, and it was damn close in the end. They want the Jets to be able to hold their heads up high, even if it is in defeat. Obviously, nobody wants defeat, but they want the Jets. They want to be able to say, yes, we're proud of the team and what they've accomplished, even in defeat.
Well, let's hope for both fan bases that it's an Edmonton-Winnipeg Western Conference Final. That would be great.
Wouldn't it be fun? Yeah. Wouldn't it just be? I mean, the Canucks game on Tuesday. The Mount. It's every market, of course. It's not a Winnipeg thing or a Vancouver thing or an Edmonton thing. You go to any of these Canadian cities, and they're always filled with the opposing team's fans.
Yeah,
and. Again, I'm sure it'll be the same tonight in Edmonton. There'll be a ton of Jets fans there, just like there's a ton of Oilers fans when they come here to face the Jets. And these games, they do have a little bit more juice to them, a little bit more oomph to them, and they're just that much more fun. So it's going to be another doozy tonight in Edmonton, I'm sure of it. And I got to tell you guys, I'm very appreciative that my Kentucky Wildcats, shifting to March Madness for a second, that they don't play until tomorrow night, so I don't have to have divided loyalties between the Jets and the Wildcats when it comes to basketball and hockey.
That's great stuff, Drew. Where can people find your guys' podcast shows?
Yeah, all of our shows, again, broadcast on all of our social media platforms. Our YouTube channel is Illegal Curve Hockey. Same thing on Facebook, same thing on X, on Blue Sky, illegalcurve.com. Just search for Illegal Curve Hockey. We go live after each and every Winnipeg Jets game, and again on Saturday mornings. And we've been doing that for the last, 15 plus years. Somehow I feel older every time I say that.
Drew, enjoy the game tonight. Have a good post-game show. Thank you for your time, and I'm sure we'll chat again.
My pleasure, guys. Thanks. Call me anytime.
All right. That's Drew Mindell from the Illegal Curve Hockey Show. They'll be live right after the game for all the Winnipeg fans as well. They do a great show there with David Minuk and Ezra Ginsberg. It's a great show. I tune in when the Oilers are not playing. I tune into the Vancouver postgame show with Patterson. And,
I watched that.
And,
that was good.
That one's pretty good too. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's an extra nasty chat.
Thing. Trading. Yeah, they're trading Quinn every time they lose a game there.
That's good.
All right, that was a great conversation. We're 15 away from 100 thumbs up. We should get there. We got about 15 minutes to go. Of course, Reed Wilkins and the triumphant return of Jay Milne coming up from 3 to 6. Tom Gazzola has a GCL pregame show coming up at 6, and then we'll be back tonight for the postgame show, and we're hoping it's a happy one. All right, coming up next, I will have Mats Lindgren's best moment as an Oiler. There's only been 2 guesses. They're both... Well, one's not wrong because I guess he scored his first NHL goal in his first game with the Oilers.
Oh, did he? He's one of those guys.
Yeah. But that's a really good one, but that's not it. And you guys will all remember once I show you the clip. Now, it's really old footage, so it's not the best quality, so just bear with me. But that's all coming up here on EST Afternoons. Here's our guy, Coob, with your sports update.
Evander Kane hit the ice for Oilers optional skate this morning. Meanwhile, Leon Draisaitl is doubtful tonight against the league-leading Jets. Other action sees Toronto in New York to face the Rangers. Tampa Bay on the road in Dallas, while the Flyers challenge Alex Ovechkin and the Caps on a 14-game NHL slate. Toronto has a date with Golden State on a night with 5 games in the NBA, including LA's Luka Doncic sitting out to manage his right ankle sprain. The Lakers battling the Bucks. And college ball sees 4 games live. First-ranked Auburn leading 58-40 on the 16th ranked Alabama State. 12 minutes to go in the second half in that one. Elsewhere, 5th ranked Clemson is down 31-15 to 12th ranked McNeese. About 18 minutes to go in the second half. And in Washington, the Commanders have signed former Cowboy Michael Gallup for next season. He returns to football after retiring for a single year. On the links, Corey Connors is tied at 20th, a 2 under par. It's a 4-way tie at first place at 4 under. All 4 of those golfers playing the entire 18 holes in round 1 at the Valspar Championship. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding area since 1993. They're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc, they're the experts you need to know. The final segment of EST Afternoons brings us back on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
Sid Smith is here. He was my boss at Ched for several years. What, if anything, do you miss about Northlands Coliseum?
I had a key that could get me anywhere at any time. When Wayne Gretzky came back to visit, I'd have to let him in places. If they haven't changed those locks, we could go have a party there tonight.
We could go into the old building, probably sharing it with some coyotes.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
Someday you'll be shedding your tears.
A one-of-a-kind retrospective. It's Glass Tiger, This Island Earth, April 4th at River Cree Resort and Casino.
Don't forget me when I'm gone.
Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Play more tables and games.
Play more tables and games. Make the most of your bad game. Oh, you want to, you need to, you know just what you gotta do. It's time to add some fun to your life. Make the most of your bad game. Play more tables and games.
Playmoregames.ca.
.244, last segment here on EST Afternoons, as we'll hand it off to Reed Wilkins and Jay Milne. From 3 to 6, Tom Gazzola coming up with the pregame show at 6 o'clock. Did you know also today, 35 years ago, Madonna released Vogue?
Break the Pose.
You like that song?
Love that song.
It's a good song,
Yeah.
man.
I remember what was that movie called? What was that movie?
Oh, with Madonna?
Yeah.
My
Which
sister
one?
used to watch
League of
it all
Her
the
Own?
time. No.
Her
She was in that, was she
documentary.
not? Oh.
Oh, documentary.
Yeah, what was that?
Oh, I don't know.
Material Girl? What was it called? Was it called Vogue?
No, I'm looking it up right now. Evita?
No, that was a movie she was in. What was her?
I know.
Swept Away?
Oh.
The Next Best Thing.
Come on, Cube. Jesus.
Madam X. I don't know.
Who's
Which
that
movie?
girl?
Is it Who's That Girl?
She has like the blonde hair like Marilyn Monroe.
Well, but it's her documentary. That's like
Desperately Seeking Susan.
no. Come on.
I don't know what you're talking.
Madame X? That's the only one. That's the most recent one.
Not the it's like in the 80s, guys. Come on.
I don't know.
Dick Tracy.
That was right after because she was dating
Dick Tracy was so
not
good.
Dick Tracy, but
Bloodhounds of Broadway.
what's his name again? Warren Beatty. She was dating him back then.
Madonna Live. Well, there's a movie of Virgin Tour.
Does anyone know?
What was the name of that movie? It showed her on stage, and like she was getting banned because of the scene on the
Truth or Dare.
Truth or Dare.
Yeah,
that's
Pickle
it.
Rick there.
There we go.
All right. Check this score out in the March Madness. McNeese State up 40-16 on number 5 Clemson.
I know. I just saw that. It's ruining brackets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not ruining yours. I don't think you even put yours in yet.
Yeah, I did. Do you pay attention at all?
And Gonzaga's up 13-0 on Georgia. That's the 8 seed versus the 9 seed. All right.
I don't think I picked Clemson.
Whatever.
That's great.
And you all call yourselves Oiler fans. No one knows or remembers this play. Let me set it up. It's game 3, 1997. Oilers are down 3-0. Whenever Coop's ready, he can roll the tape with audio. Here we go. Gage, you got to watch them.
I'm watching.
Back there. He has played an eternity tonight.
There's Maddie Lindgren.
Here they come, the Oilers. It's dropped back for Bookberger. Shoots, goal!
Oh, he assisted on that one.
Yeah, and he took a huge
took a
hit.
massive hit. There's Devo.
Oh, brings a tear to my eye.
Oh, those were fun Oilers.
I remember celebrating that night because the Oilers were down 3-0 with 5 minutes to go. Greer, Kovalenko, and Wade scored to tie
was
it.
that what did they call that? That's when they came back.
Yeah,
Like,
game
that was
3.
the game. What did Ron Lowe call it? The 178th game or something like that? Because everyone went left.
Yeah,
and everyone was trying to come back in.
Mike Greer on a deflection. Kovalenko and Wade tied it with under 5 minutes to go. And then in overtime, Maddie Lindgren crosses the blue line, drops it off, takes a hip check, goes flying, and Bookberger beats Andy Moog. And you guys call yourself Oiler fans.
I didn't know who dropped the puck to him. Who cares?
What do you mean? It's one of the biggest plays.
It was a good play.
I remember that night. I was so happy. One of my cousins was at the game. He came over after the game. My other cousin came over, and all we did was watch the game on repeat, order pizza, and have beers.
Oh, that's great.
I must have watched those highlights like 100 times that night. We were so happy.
How great is it to hear Bob Cole's voice, too? It's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, Bucky.
Man, thought Oiler fans knew it.
I should ask Bucky.
Yeah. What a goal by Bucky. And then you see Slats give it one of these.
Yeah.
DeVries, Bannister in that shot.
Yeah.
Oh, what a team. Take me back to those days.
Wonder what happens with Banny now.
AHL gig maybe? Junior?
He was in the AHL, though. Like, he came up from St. Louis's.
Yeah.
That sucks, because here you got a guy and was successful at the American League level, right?
Yeah.
And then got the interim head coach, and then that got removed as the for the head coach.
Oh, okay.
And I think he had a 2-year deal or whatever, but still, you'd think he'd get more than 20 games.
Big Uke says, I don't like that clip. Why, Big Uke? Please explain. VR says, work the parking lot for that game. It was a cluster F with people both leaving and coming in.
We just walked away. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, Ron Lowe tells the best story about that. Because, everyone was just leaving mad. And then they got in their cars and got on like Wayne Gretzky Drive and started turning around to come back.
That's why you never leave a game.
No, you'd never.
That's my rule. We're 10 away from 100. Let's get there. We got about 5 minutes. Come on.
Pickle Rick. Me too, Pickle Rick. I'm a sad panda after hearing Bob Cole's historic voice. Isn't there? It's just.
Let's do it for Maddie Lindgren taking a vicious hit. Bucky scoring the goal. Let's do it for them. Those are the good old days. Because the Oilers, that was pre-salary cap. The Oilers couldn't really compete with the top dogs.
No.
But they always found the way to be in every game. Because that year they eliminated Dallas. The next year they eliminated Colorado in the first. Then they got destroyed in the second round. But
like, obviously, with Slats, he was kind of a hard ass. But he in the room, he made it quite well known that he didn't like having to play players and salary cap, and he complained about it sometime. But then he went to the Rangers and just gave everyone money.
Ross says, I was at that game, section 118, row 9. To this day, best game I've ever been to. It was awesome. Just before OT, they showed Brian Marchman in the press box, and the crowd went nuts. If you remember, he was knocked out game prior in that Dallas hit to the head on the penalty box door. Remember it open?
He fell, and that's when he finally switched helmets, because he wore those silly Jofa ones.
Yeah.
God, I can't believe guys wore those.
97 was a good year. I can't remember who won the cup that year, though. Can you remind me, Hernan? No, I don't remember either.
97.
People say the morgue was the downtown club Malibu, and then lastly it was the Globe. And he goes, it was literally used as a morgue. No, I know. That's what
that's why they call it the morgue. Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of creepy if you ask me.
Yeah.
But let's see here. Hernan, say something nice about Winnipeg.
We always say something nice about Winnipeg.
I like their new Earls when I was there with the Elks, right across the hotel. Really nice. We go have dinner there.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's really nice. Their stadium, their CFL stadium is top notch. See, I'm saying nice stuff about Winnipeg. And the best thing about Winnipeg, when you arrived with the team bus, because you go in through the back, obviously you know, and they'd always have barbecue there for the staff that was working the game.
Oh, really?
And then they'd invite all the Elks to come eat.
Come on.
Yeah, so we get hot dogs and stuff before the game. Yeah. They'd be like, take 2. They knew they were going to whoop us. So
I'm not really looking forward to slinging dogs again. I'll be honest.
Why? The Elks are going to roll this year.
Well, we'll see.
Roll!
I hope so. Because if they don't roll, it's got to be my dogs. Fire myself.
I'll go see you. 101, thumbs up. We did it again. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
You did it for Mats Lindgren. So Gager's going to try to get Tommy Salo on the show. We got all year.
He's in Sweden, though.
Can you get his contact info?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Probably.
Big Uke says, my uncle's the defenseman who misses blocking that puck before it beat the tendy. Who's your uncle?
Was it
Ledyard?
Ledyard, yeah.
Ludwig?
Ludwig, probably.
Hatcher? Sidor?
God,
Zubov?
I didn't like Hatcher.
Pretty sure it's not Zubov, but...
Daryl Sidor, I went to high school with him.
Did you? Good player, eh?
Yeah, great guy. Well, I was in Kamloops with that stud teams for a couple months.
Uke, who's your uncle? I didn't know Uke had an uncle play for the Dallas Stars. How are we just learning about this?
Yeah. He's not a name dropper.
Can we get him on the show? We're using all our resources here to get former 1990s Oilers or whoever on the show.
Well, I was trying to get Fred Brathwaite. It would be great to have Freddie on, but he ghosted me.
That's not cool, man.
Nope.
Son of a gun.
Yeah.
Son of
yeah,
a gun.
Gager, truth or dare, George Colin. Yeah, that was a spicy movie, man. That was a lot of controversy over that Madonna movie.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. All right, so the big news, Leon Draisaitl, doubtful. Kind of we'll wait till warm-ups to see. I would expect Derek Ryan, could be Max Jones. Stuart Skinner confirmed in net. I'm also intrigued if it's going to be the same defense pairings. Is Emberson in or Stetcher, right?
Yeah.
So
I was actually quite surprised that Emberson was out.
Me too. Stetcher played all right.
All right, he was great.
Yeah, he was good. I wouldn't say great. That's just me.
You didn't watch him at all.
Yeah, I did. Big Uke says Sidor is his uncle. What?
What?
Are you serious?
Are you serious?
Uke, tomorrow send us a picture with Sidor.
I'm texting him right now and asking him.
Calvin says the Forks. Yeah, I love the Forks. So funny story. We went to a breakfast spot with cheese and the trainers and everybody last time we were in Winnipeg. We couldn't get in. It was called Clementine. Really good breakfast spot, but it's always full. You can never. So then we're like, okay, let's go to the Forks. We walked like another 20, 25 minutes to the Forks, and the power went out. So everything was shut down.
Oh.
So we ended up at Earl's for breakfast. It wasn't bad, though. It wasn't bad. But the Forks is really nice. So yeah.
What'd you have? Eggs Benedict, I bet?
No, I had like a chorizo egg bowl. Chorizo. and they're all making fun of me because I'm Latino and like we like spicy stuff. But I was sweating, man. I had to pull my glasses off. They're like, you're like the worst Spanish person ever. I'm like, I don't know why it's so hot. Like it was crazy. All right, guys, we got to get out here. Big shout out to Drew Mindell for joining us. Tomorrow we'll have another fun show, of course. We'll recap the Oilers and Jets. Keep it locked here. Reed Wilkins, Jay Milne coming up, and then the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pre-game show. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for tuning in and watching us. For Joaquin Gage and Zach Kubich, I'm Hernan Salas saying enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the game, and we'll see you later. Chowders.